Welcome to Core Solutions CX360 Mobile EHR Session 3. So far, we've learned the process for adding a new user to get started with Core's CX360 Mobile EHR and how to create a new client in the system. We've also learned how we can add contacts and appointments to the client's record. In today's session, we're going to see how we can use Core's CX360 Mobile EHR to easily capture medical information when you're out in the field. So we're going to go ahead and add a problem to the client's record, add an allergy to the client's record, and also add a medication to the client's record. We believe the value of these functions is that it allows organizations the ability to holistically treat the client by integrating behavioral and physical health. It's critical for enabling new delivery models such as health homes, and it improves the client care experience. According to SAMHSA, people with mental illness die earlier than the general population and have more co-occurring health conditions. In fact, 68% of adults with mental illness have one or more chronic physical conditions. Additionally, more than 1 in 5 adults with mental illness have a co-occurring substance use disorder. This information is displayed here in the slide. With these trends, we've seen the introduction of new delivery models, such as health homes, which integrate behavioral and physical health. With these care team models, it becomes increasingly important to be able to capture both behavioral and medical information in non-traditional office settings. In the future, we see care delivery teams that are focused on all aspects of an individual's well-being, needing access to not only behavioral health data, but also medical information. In today's session, we will continue with our sample client and add a problem, an allergy, and a medication to their record. The first thing that we need to do is log in to Core's CX360 Mobile EHR. This is, again, where we would add our username and our password to get authenticated into the system. We would then press OK. This would bring us to the client search window. We would type in Smith, and we would find David Smith. By clicking on the name, brings up his summary chart. We would go to the chart by pressing on the green button. We can then check to see what we added yesterday is still within the record. And as you can see, Jane Smith, his spouse, is still there. The appointment we scheduled for yesterday appears in the record. And now we're ready to add a problem to David's record. We do that by clicking on the list that says problems. We would then go up to the green button that says new and click on that. And this is the area where we can start to add in the problem information. Let's add in a typical medical problem, like diabetes. You can see that by just doing 2 keystrokes that we were able to pull up a pre-populated list, and we can pick diabetes 1. Another important piece of information to pay attention here is not only is the problem auto-populated, but we've also brought up the ICD-9 code. In the future, Core's CX360 Mobile EHR will also have ICD-10 codes. We would want to put in the onset date, and we could pick this as active. To save this to David's record, we would go up to the green button here in the top right-hand corner and press save. Now the problems are saved to David's record. For our next exercise, we'll add an allergy. Again, you just go to the drop-down list here, pick allergies, and it brings up the allergy functionality. Then we would go to the green button that says new again and click on that. This brings you to the allergy window. We can put in something typical that maybe David is allergic to. Let's say Benadryl. We would describe the kind of reaction that David would get. Let's say a typical rash. You can see the predictive text. And we could put this as active. Again, to save this, all we would do is go to the top right-hand corner of our screen, and we would press the green Save button. And as you can see, the allergy was recorded into Dave's record. The last part of our exercise would be to add a medication. Again, we would pick medications from the list. It would bring up the new medications functionality. We would press on the green button that says new to add a medication. So first we can pick between brand or generic. For this exercise, we'll pick generic. We'll then just put in a typical co-occurring problem that might happen with diabetes. Let's say he's on Lipitor. We would put in the dose. We would put in the use. We'd put in the start time. we would put in the quantity. And we'd also mark this as active. So we can see here that we've added a medication. And to save this to David's client record, we would go up to the green button that says Save, and again press Save. Now we can see that Lipitor was added to David's record. In our next session, we will demonstrate how we can create a recovery service plan. We want to thank you for your time, and we hope you have a great day.